Hello everyone. Well, if Paris Saint-Germain don't go through to the quarter-finals tonight, this is a match we'll be talking about for quite some time. And what an atmosphere inside the Nou Camp. They do the big occasions so well here. No one has ever lost 4-0 away in Europe and come back to go through. Those three teams have recovered from a 4-goal first leg deficit, beaten, and it would take an historic Champions League comeback to deny Paris Saint-Germain a place in the last stage. At lunchtime today, and kick-off time almost with us now.
Barcelona came into the 2016 to 2017 UEFA Champions League round of 16 as one of the tournament favourites. They'd comfortably navigated the group stages, finishing top of Group C ahead of Manchester City. Their potent attacking trio, Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez and Neymar, had terrorised defences all season. On paper, they were unstoppable. Yet, cracks had started to show. Their domestic form was inconsistent and questions swirled about the stability of their defence under manager Luis Enrique. Their opponents, PSG, were hungry. Having finished second in their group, the French champions were determined to prove they belonged among Europe's elite. Under coach Unai Emery, PSG were tactically astute and boasted a blend of flair and grit. With players like Edinson Cavani, Angel Di Maria and Marco Verratti in peak form, they had one goal: take down Barcelona. The first match at the Parc des Princes was nothing short of a footballing clinic by PSG. From the first whistle, the Parisians pressed high, suffocating Barcelona's midfield and neutralizing their creative outlets. It was clear Emery had done his homework and the team executed the game plan to perfection. The breakthrough came early. In the 18th minute, PSG earned a free kick just outside the penalty box. Angel Di Maria, the birthday boy, stepped up. With a perfectly placed shot, he curled the ball past Marc-Andre ter Stegen, 1-0. Barcelona looked stunned. Barcelona tried to regroup, but Verratti ran the show in midfield, breaking up play and launching counterattacks with precision. Just before halftime, PSG doubled their lead. Verratti won possession and released Julian Draxler down the left. The German winger didn't hesitate, blasting the ball low and hard into the bottom corner. The score was now 2-0, and Barcelona's defense looked helpless. The second half began with Barcelona needing a response, but PSG smothered any hope of a comeback. Di Maria struck again in the 55th minute with a beautiful long-range effort. 3-0. The atmosphere inside the Parc des Princes was electric. PSG fans sensed they were witnessing history. The final dagger came in the 72nd minute. Thomas Meunier surged forward from right back, threading a pass through to Edinson Cavani, who smashed the ball into the roof of the net. 4-0. PSG had completely dismantled Barcelona. Cavani was relentless, Di Maria was untouchable, and Verratti orchestrated one of the best midfield performances in recent Champions League history. The result sent shockwaves through Europe. A 4-0 deficit in the Champions League knockout stages. Historically, no team had ever overturned such a margin. The two-legged format of the competition meant the aggregate score would determine who progressed. Barcelona's only hope was to score at least 4 goals in the return leg at Camp Nou without conceding. Any PSG goal would mean Barcelona needed to score 2 more to offset the away goals rule, where goals scored at the opponent's ground count as a tiebreaker in case of a tie. In the post-match press conference, Luis Enrique faced a barrage of criticism. Yet, the embattled Barcelona coach remained defiant. If they can score 4, we can score 6.
If a rival is capable of scoring 4 goals against us, then we're capable of scoring 6 against them. Actually, we've done it before in the season. And not only once, but many times. That doesn't mean we should go crazy and try to find out how many goals to score in how many minutes. The truth is that tomorrow we have nothing to lose, and a lot to win.
The comment was ridiculed as delusional optimism. PSG had outclassed Barcelona in every aspect, and few believed the Catalans stood a chance. On March 8, 2017, the Camp Nou was packed to capacity. Over 96,000 fans filled the stadium, brimming with cautious hope. Barcelona needed a miracle. They started aggressively, pressing PSG from the first whistle. The early pressure paid off in the 3rd minute when Luis Suarez capitalized on a defensive miscue, heading the ball just over the line before it was cleared. 1-0. The crowd erupted. It was a small step, but belief started to grow. Barcelona's dominance continued, though PSG's defense held firm. Then, in the 40th minute, Andres Iniesta produced a moment of magic. Chasing a loose ball, he backheeled it into the 6-yard box, forcing Layvin Kurzawa to awkwardly deflect it into his own net, 2-0. At halftime, Barcelona had closed the aggregate gap to 4-2. 5 minutes into the second half, Barcelona were awarded a penalty after Neymar was fouled. Messi stepped up and blasted the ball into the net, 3-0. Now, Barcelona were just 1 goal away from leveling the tie on aggregate. But in the 62nd minute, disaster struck. PSG's first real chance of the game saw Cavani fire a shot past Ter Stegen, scoring a crucial away goal, 3-1. The aggregate was now 5-3, and Barcelona needed 3 more goals in just under 30 minutes. It seemed impossible. Time ticked away, and PSG looked set to advance, but Neymar wasn't done. In the 88th minute, the Brazilian curled a sublime free kick into the top corner. 4-1. Just 2 minutes later, he converted a penalty after Suarez was brought down, 5-1. The aggregate was tied at 5-5, but PSG still held the advantage. In UEFA's rules, if the aggregate score ends in a tie, the team with more away goals advances to the next round, meaning PSG would advance if the game ended without Barcelona scoring another goal. With seconds remaining, Barcelona threw everyone forward. Neymar floated a perfect cross into the box, and Sergi Roberto, who had timed his run perfectly, stretched to poke the ball past PSG's goalkeeper, 6-1. The Camp Nou exploded. Barcelona had done it. This wasn't just a comeback, it was the greatest comeback in football history. Barcelona had overturned a 4-0 first leg deficit to win 6-5 on aggregate. PSG, for all their dominance in the first leg, collapsed under pressure. For Barcelona, it was a moment of vindication. For PSG, it was humiliation. But one thing was certain, this was a match no football fan would ever forget.